Hello, look what I got myself. It's a Dutch Army freestanding mosquito net tent that doesn't hold water and doesn't really hold wind, but it will keep the mosquitoes away. Relatively cheap, cost something like 30 to 40 euros, maybe 38 euros with postage, so quite cheap. Considering that the mosquito net of this size of mosquito net that is freestanding will usually cost something like 150 or something. They are quite expensive. Now if you consider the price to the normal mosquito nets, it's still cheap. Usually larger mosquito nets will cost something like 50 to 100 euros. So of course military surplus is cheap. Now it's basically a dome-shaped mosquito tent. It has two carbon fiber poles that go in crosswise. It's basically freestanding, wood, little bit flimsy. It came with a nice ripstop DPM material pouch with compression sack, and I would say this is something like 60 centimeters wide, something like 12 centimeters thick when you compress it. There's two, or actually four tent pegs that are made out of steel. It seems they're quite heavy, so yeah, for the price, what do you expect? But anyhow, this is a quite heavy set. It's something like 1750 grams, so quite heavy for a tent that doesn't hold water. Basically, if you are considering comparing these to Hilleberg Acto, a small tent, it weighs something like 1600 grams if I remember it correctly, and it has an outer and inner tent, so if you would just ditch the outer tent you would have a similar solution, but of course it's not as breathable as this, but it would be lighter. Of course it would be a hell of a lot more expensive. It's something like 700 euros for that tent. Anyhow, a good bargain. Now I got this for hunting and fishing trips, and this usually in my car. I don't carry this around. I've spent a couple of nights in this one and it works. If it starts raining, I have a tarp and I can just have the tarp over it and it will work perfectly. But of course, if you would have this on the side of your rucksack, if you go hiking or whatever with the rucksack, well, 1.7 kilos, it's not that much, but there are better options. But well, if you want to be cheap, this is a good option. Now this is a freestanding dome tent. The lower part of the lower material is it seems waterproof ripstop material, so you don't need a separate ground sheet with this one, and it seems that there is something like 15 to 20 centimeters or more on the sides, so water shouldn't get that easily in. There are straps on the underneath, so you can have your bed mat or the mattress so it doesn't accidentally escape. It's something like, if I remember it correctly, this is something like 220 centimeters tall, something like 90 centimeters wide, so it's for one person or for two persons if they are really good friends. And from the middle, it's something like 110 centimeters tall, so from the middle part it's really tall, and as it is a dome shape, you can get easily inside this and sit straight and do stuff. There are two little pockets inside where you can store your stuff, and on the ceiling it seems that there was some kind of accessory that is missing. It means basically that you have four hooks and you can basically just have stuff hanging from those. The door is one big zipper, so basically you can easily get in and out. You have nice big doorway, and as this is 220 centimeters tall, you can easily have your sleeping bags inside, so good for sleeping, good for breaks, good for everything. Not really more to tell about this. Good purchase if you need a freestanding, let's say mosquito tent, and you really don't mind the weight. Otherwise it's nonsensical. Yeah, well.